Vigo greeted me the only way it knows how, with a slap of rain straight to the face. No, hello, no, good morning, just pure waterboarding. You don't walk here, you swim vertically. And yet, there was something in that sticky dampness that whispered, welcome, you fool. And like the fool I am, I smiled. Casco Velo is like that chain-smoking grandma who swears like a sailor but still gives you kisses that taste vaguely of soup. I lost myself in its alleyways and stumbled into a shop selling more dust than objects. Bought a broken compass. Felt poetically appropriate for navigating Vigo. I wheezed my way up to O Castro like an old dog with a smoking habit. But it was worth it. From up there, the city lay stretched out like a promise no one intended to keep. And I thought, if this is Galicia, then bury me with a view. I only went in to dry off, and came out weeping. The monologue was so Galician I understood absolutely nothing, and yet understood everything. Some places you go to watch theatre. Others, the theatre watches you. I saw a lady haggle over a kilo of mussels with more rage than a dock worker on strike. Here, the sea isn't sold, it's shouted about, salted and sworn over. I bought some oysters. They looked at me with disdain before dying. Fair enough. I asked for a coffee. They offered Albarino. I said it was a bit early. They looked at me like I'd kicked a cat. Around here, white wine is breakfast, culture, and anesthetic in one. So I raised a glass with a pensioner talking to himself. Or maybe his ghost. Hard to say. Being a Celta fan is like loving someone who's always late. But you still wait. At Balados, I learned that losing with style is an art form. And that swearing at the referee in Galician has a rhythm Spanish can only dream of. A woman opened an oyster for me like she was revealing a sin. She said, if you don't like it, you're not from here. I tried it. Tasted of sea, iron, and something I'd rather not name. But I had another. Because Vigo is like that, awkward, salty, addictive. I laid on Sam'l hoping to relax. But between screaming kids and the ice cream man yelling like he had a megaphone for a soul, I opted for a swim. The water was so cold it cured childhood trauma. Bargain therapy. If Vigo invested half as much wattage into political thought, Galicia would rule the world. But hey, it is pretty. Even if it does blind you. I saw a child cry from joy, or maybe it was photosensitive epilepsy. Who knows? Navia is like Vigo's young cousin who hasn't had a few too many yet. Everything's new, it's tall, it's hopeful. I sat on a bench to watch life drift by. Got distracted and lost my sandwich. Even the future doesn't go easy on thieves. Boozers is a living memory. Time here moves slow, like waves lapping the quay. They offered me a tapa of pulpo, I wasn't sure whether to thank them or baptize myself. It was so fresh it almost winked at me. El Nautico is the kind of place where you go for a drink and end up writing a poem or pledging undying love to a stranger. I ordered a whiskey and stared across the water. Someone sang a ballad, I melted. Even the Atlantic seemed to listen. Omariscano is like a wave of rebellion crashing into port stones. I watched a lad launch off his skateboard like he was running from his demons, or towards them. I sat with a beer and applauded. In Vigo, even falling looks cool. I came to Pereiro out of curiosity but stayed out of respect. Here rest those who battled wind and rain. I read epitaphs more poetic than most books. Sat beside an anonymous grave and told it my story. It didn't interrupt me once. They say this estuary has monsters. Some have tentacles. Others fly flags. I stared at the horizon like a man expecting answers. But the estuary, being its usual Galician self, answered with another question. And I figured that was fair. Castro is like a grumpy grandad telling tales of war and pirates while hurling breadcrumbs. The seagulls are his witnesses, their cries dripping with Galician tone. I perched on a rock thinking, here, if you fall with style and brine. Terrallas that place people come to forget the world exists. I met a man fishing like he was hauling out answers, and a couple arguing if this island beats Samuel Beach. I just wanted to sit, breathe, and not think. Or think about better things, at least. The port is like Vigo's tired lung, always working, always breathing that heavy salty air. I saw a sailor covered in tattoos, more skin up than flesh, and wondered what stories he hid. In the end, everyone here carries the sea in their blood. Or at least the hangover. I leave Vigo with my boots caked in mud and my soul heavier but richer. This city doesn't forget easy. It scratches you, drenches you, and squeezes you in a hug full of thorns. I promise I'll come back, because life here is a bit wilder, and that's always worth the pain, no matter how sharp.